Welcome to Let's Talk AppSecOps. My name is Mark Lambert. I'm the Chief Product Officer here at ArmorCode. And today we're going to talk about hierarchical organizations and the challenges that organizations of every size, even small organizations, struggle with when it comes to complex and changing management and reporting structures. Now, when I look at an application security program, often you're thinking in the terms of applications and code repositories. Now, those applications and code repositories typically fall up underneath an organizational structure. You'll have maybe a business unit, you might have a group, a business group, and then you might have teams. So you're going to have multi-levels of organizational structure. However, we've also got other things. We've got infrastructure. We've got cloud platforms. When we start thinking about our security programs and extend further into traditional vulnerability management, for example, we now need to start building more complex organizational structures and giving us a way to be able to look at the data, the security data and our security posture along different vectors. So, for example, I might want to look at the organizational structure of a business unit, a product line, and then look at the things that are underneath that product line, such as individual microservices, code repositories, or infrastructure. I might also want to look at an ownership hierarchy within my organization, looking at the leadership, so from the CTO to the VPs to the directors, and maybe a VP oversees multiple different groups, or a director might report to multiple different VPs as we have a more complex structure. And I want to be able to look at that same data, but organized in a different way. Third way might be I might want to look at that data organized by the technology. So when I'm looking at infrastructure data, for example, I'll want to know that, hey, this set of vulnerabilities, these set of findings are associated with my cloud instances. Maybe some are associated with AWS in a particular region, rolling that up. Maybe I'm interested in looking at operating systems or servers versus laptops. This way of looking at the vulnerability data and looking at your risk across another vector, which is technology, is another way of looking at the same data. So what we need is a way of being able to define these relationships, be able to define relationships across hierarchies. So, for example, I might have a microservice that is shared across multiple products which are in different business units. If I'm in the finance world, if I've got a banking application, I'm going to have a mobile application and I'm going to have the web app, and they're both using the same microservice that maybe is giving visibility into my savings account. Well, then I might have a completely different line of business that's doing wealth management, and I'm going to need access to that savings account and the information within so I can transfer funds across. That becomes a shared microservice that's both within one business unit, two application areas, but also within a completely different and parallel business unit. Again, more complexity that we need to be thinking about as we're understanding our security posture and as we're understanding as to where our security debt lives. Now, to make this even more complicated, things change. So all of a sudden, one application that was under one business unit, well, that business unit got collapsed. That's now three groups together. And guess what? That team that was managing that are now over here in a completely different business unit. Maybe I also want to introduce a new level. So I'm actually going to introduce a management team that's going to manage my back-end services. Now I want to put another layer there in the hierarchy. So we've got complex hierarchies, we've got changing hierarchies. This is exactly why we need a flexible framework which can allow us to build those and manage those. This is one of the things we've been working on at ArmorCode for the last couple of months, and really cool announcement. We're actually releasing that this month. You're going to see a bunch of things on our public feeds as well. So watch out for that. If you'd like to learn more about these challenges and you'd like to kind of see this in action yourself, reach out to the ArmorCode team. We'd be more than happy to connect with you and show you how that works. All right, I think that's it for right now. I'd like to say thank you very much. Click like, subscribe, the usual things. Watch out for the next chapter in this great journey. Thanks very much.